Now, yeah, I think we are recording. Great. Hello, Ben Opit here. Today we're going to do a bit of a deep dive into dynamics for MSPs. So I'll get going. So my name is Ben Opit. I recently joined Pax8 as the Microsoft Dynamics Business Manager. I've got about 21 years experience in ERP, moving from AX to Business Central more recently, focusing on the SMB side of Dynamics. Um, we're going to learn a few things today. We're going to talk about our three pillars. We're going to talk about the managed service providers tool sets. We'll do a quick overview of Dynamics, how Dynamics can help manage service providers and their customers, the Cloud Ascent data, which is your data, and obviously any questions as well. So let's move on. So there are three pillars of success at Pax8 that we talk about, which is grow my business, gain efficiency, and reduce risk. We fundamentally believe that this is the best way we can help you in your business. Growing my business is important, obviously, because you need to have an active partner like us to help you in your business grow. We do that by many different means. This is one of the means that we do things by helping you understand Dynamics. We also help gain efficiencies by looking at things like your own data that's available to you in Partner Center to help identify where the opportunities are. And we also reduce risk by keeping the dynamics down to a very simple implementation to keep some of the risk away from your business. Let's dive into our next slide and talk about that a bit further. So this slide talks about how managed service providers over the past decades have been focusing on the build, procure, and manage component of this slide. But there are many different activities that we can do to help monetize you and your business. You've got your customer base that is actively listening for opportunities to increase their business, and we can help you by giving you some highlights into where we think you need to focus your attentions on to help your customer, and Dynamics is a big play in that as well. So let's move on to the next slide. So this is a quick overview of some of the tool sets that you guys have been using in the market. And you can see that there are quite a few PSA tools that are very valuable to your business, but they are just PSA tools. There are other solutions in the market that can help get more efficiencies in your business. Connecting to a platform like Pax8 Marketplace, for example, can help you with your efficiencies. And as you can see here in the blue, there are different CRM tools as well. So Microsoft Dynamics can help on some of these elements. We're not suggesting that you need to replace your PSA tool at all, but there are definitely complementary solutions to your business that Dynamics can help with. And by using these systems, get you a bit of familiarity with them as well so that your teams can start selling them as well. At the bottom three, obviously, here is your finance systems that are often connected to your PSA tools and potentially your CRM tools. So lots of different systems in the marketplace. But yeah, we're here to help you identify the best ones for your business and to take some of that risk away from you. It's all about utilization of talent and team. So yeah, let's move on to the next slide. So this is a very simple overview of Microsoft Dynamics. And what I mean by simple is, as you can see by this deck, there are a lot of different things that Microsoft have in their solutions around Dynamics. There's about 18 of them that you can see on my screen, including that bottom section there, which is the Power Platform. I'll talk about the Power Platform and the Dataverse as well shortly, but we do simplify things here. We believe in keeping it simple. If it's simple for you to understand, it's simple for your customer to understand, it's simple for your teams to implement, that makes life a little bit easier for you. It also takes away the risk. So if I click on my next slide, this should automate a bit. And we're just focusing on these three areas: customer service, sales, and business central. So customer service is that ticketing solution. Not suggesting it's a PSA tool at all, but you may have a customer that needs to have a ticketing solution to resolve customer complaints. Customer service is a fantastic solution around in the dynamic space. I actually have a webinar that I will share at the end of this session as well, so you can review Dynamics in all its details. The next component is sales, that little blue one there. That's actually the CRM tool that Microsoft have. It's very capable Dynamics, very capable CRM system that can help the end-to-end cycle of your customer journey. And down the bottom there is Business Central, which is the finance system. It's actually a full-fledged ERP system, but has an SMB focus to a finance system. So SMB focus means but under 300 employees. So fantastic solutions all connected to each other on the Dataverse. The Dataverse is that commonality of data between different databases and helping systems interact with each other better in a more faster approach, but also keeping your data in one system so you don't have this challenge around data sets all over the place. And also important is this Power Platform. Power Platform is a tool where solutions can be created on the fly or as required, depending upon the customer needs, and they can be built in an app so that those different requirements can be captured quickly, reducing time to deploy, but also helping reduce the error proneness of using manual pieces of paper and manual other systems as well. So the Power Platform can help build out the functionality where the base systems may not be there, but every business is unique and every business is different. So people do need to create content that they need. I'll give you an example. In Business Central, for example, we had a client that required a solution to capture when they had finished delivering goods. So we had to build a little Power App to help them capture on the fly using the camera on their phone when they delivered some goods. That was a fantastic example of the base system not doing what it needed to do, but the Power Platform helped build that solution out. That's just one example. I've got many examples as well. All right, let's move on to the three pillars of the Microsoft Dynamics Sales. I'll just produce them onto the screen so you can see what I'm referring to here. So D365 Sales is that CRM tool where you can connect with your customer. It can connect to Business Central. It helps you predict and manage your pipelines as well. So Business Central is the center one here, which is our ERP side of the fence, which the idea of Business Central is it can replace outdated financial systems, usually on-premise, not very good quality finance systems. And obviously being a world-class provider of SaaS-based solutions that Microsoft is, Business Central is one of those finance systems that is delivered in the cloud. Again, taking the risk out of your business by having a one solution in the cloud for all your customers to operate on. And that is the wheelhouse of most businesses, a finance system, and Business Central is a very strong one at that. It has financial reporting and warehouse management, automation of invoices if you needed to, and here's an example of connecting Pax8 to via API as well. So Business Central can be your hub of your spoke, if you will, with lots of systems built off that. I'll click on to the next one, which is customer service, which is, as I mentioned, was that case management solution, where you can track issues, record interactions. There's a knowledge base article as well. You can even schedule field services agents to be on site to deliver services. Also has omnichannel support. But these are the SMB solutions that we're focusing on Dynamics. And at the end of this slide, I've got a more deeper dive into these. It's about a 30-minute demonstration on these solutions. But this is just a bit of a starter. Obviously, the last one here is it's ITIL best practices, and it's all SLA driven as well. So, as I mentioned before, the Dataverse is the commonality between the solutions so that information can flow from one to another. And as an example, the account entity card matches between the three. So an entity in one is the same entity in the other, which is the same entity in the other as well. Again, using the Power Platform helps glue these together. And then more recently, ChatGTP and Copilot has all been built into all of these solutions, really helping your customers or your business with their regenerative tasks or your mission or your massive language models to help improve output and help improve context as well, depending upon the area of business that you're in. I'll move on to our next slide. Sorry, I'll just go back. I think it went too far. No, it's perfect. So what's the opportunity look like at the moment? So most people or most MSPs at the moment just transact M365. And here on this page, you can see the M365 is the small bar. It's the green small bar. And on the right-hand side of that is the M365 Business Premium as an example. But as soon as we start talking about improving or adding Dynamics 365 to the conversation, these simple licenses, or I shouldn't say simple, these licenses that most MSPs have been focusing on stay pretty low because there's not deep engagement with the customer. As soon as you start conversing with your customer around Dynamics, these average contract values increase dramatically. So, for example, it's a 3 times increase in Azure spend if you start discussing Azure. Same with Dynamics. Typically, 7% of all customers adds lead to a cross-sell with an average deal size of increasing over 600%. I got that right the first time. So it just shows you that, if you don't do anything, sure, you'll be pretty profitable. But if you start talking Dynamics, we can really see a huge trajectory. This is an example, a couple of slides he talks about this in as well. So the orange slide here at the bottom there, that orange trajectory, is if most MSPs just do nothing, just transact M365 E3 or M365 Business Premium. But if you look at your customer base and identify just 5% of your potential customers that might want to talk about Dynamics, and that you do successfully transition them to Dynamics, that middle bar is what happens to your revenues. It just skyrockets. Again, in blue is when you get 10% transacted across to Dynamics. So this is all factual information. I'm not making this up. This is all data that we've investigated and we've identified. And it's interesting that as a point of reference, that in the SMB space, in the Dynamics solutions, 80% of the revenue come from the SMB market. So the market that you guys are in is where this revenue is coming from. So it's not like you need to go to these big tier 1 solutions to try and find revenue. These are all available to you now. So this slide talks about it doesn't matter which cycle you're in. It doesn't matter if you're in Azure practice or Dynamics practice, you're just in modern work, or if you're in the Power Platform. It doesn't matter where you start as long as you start somewhere. You've already started. You're selling M365 Business Premium or E3, but it's about this next conversation. So, and this is an example of a business will start on Business Basics that may lead to Defender. But if we have a conversation with a couple of your customers that have a requirement for Business Central, that can then lead to additional revenue streams, but also leads to Azure, which includes, as you can see here, identity, and then maybe onto Power Platform, which will also increase revenue for you guys, but also functionality for the customer too. Everyone benefits from this. It's not like it's a one-way street here. So what happens then when you start transacting with Business Central, that a conversation may happen that they want Sales Pro, which is the CRM tool, which can then lead to having a requirement for Azure files or blob storage as an example. That's where you can store data in Azure. That might move into a Power Automate solution in the Power Platform. Then that might flow into Business Premium conversations, and then we can start building up again. So it's continually evolves and gets larger and bigger as we engage with the Dynamics products. Then hopefully, or ideally, the E5, which is the premium subscription that just completely covers the entire breadth and width of Microsoft M365. So how do we do this? We talk about the cloud asset data, which is the data that is available in your partner center. If you care to have a look, you will see that Microsoft has spent a fair amount of effort and energy trying to identify the opportunities in your tenancy. So have a look, reach out if you'd like our help as well. We have a tool that we can pull your data out of and share into an Excel sheet where we can identify and pinpoint what your conversations should be with your customers. We'll help guide you on this process as well. But I think the opportunity is fantastic for you guys to actually start this process, and there's nothing better than starting with your own customer base. So we've spoken about a few things, and we see there's 2 potential solutions for MSPs to begin this journey. You could either build a practice, which takes about 2 years to complete. It's a big investment, very valuable, obviously, because you have these deep engagements and long-term solutions with your customers. But it is expensive to get up and running, and it is a longer cycle. The other alternative is the P2P play. So you can reach out and we can have a chat on the pros and cons at length. I have seen many partners start as small businesses and build to Dynamics practices, and have seen a huge amount of success in the market. I've also seen a lot of partners just focus on the P2P because they see that the value of bringing in a partner expertise where it's required. It depends how you want to be in your journey, and we're here to help you on both steps of the way. So there's lots of things that Paxay can help you with. Work with us. We can help you with your go-to-market strategy. We can help with social campaigns. We can help reduce your effort and time. Obviously, that's one of our 3 pillars. We can help with partner portals. So if again, this is more information that we can assist you with. Partner portals is a fantastic place that Microsoft have where you can start your journey. It all starts with your partner designation, and we can talk more about your partner designation if you'd wish to. Microsoft have recently made a change to the way they go to market, and they're needing their partners to also adopt that change. And we'll talk about that on the next slide as well. And we also have training as well. So on the partner side, I've got a few logos on the screen with very capable partners who are more than willing to help you in your journey. Please reach out and we'll work out which of your customers would be best suited and which of these partners would be best able to help you. They understand the partner model well and have worked with MSPs in the past, so are very much keen to help. I'll move on to the next slide. Having trouble clicking to the next slide. Oh, there we go. I went too far. So what's next? So I think the next thing for you, if this is of interest, I've got a few videos here of previous sessions I've had with James Davis, who will help you on your journey. There are 4 videos to watch. I think they're fantastic, but let you be the judge. Please let me know. So we covered quite a lot. I think the takeaway from you and from what this video here is that the opportunity is there for you. Please reach out. We can work together on what your opportunities look like. Watch those videos on Dynamics and how those solutions can help you and your business and your customers. And I think that's pretty much it from me. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you on the next video.